I think one thing that just should be mentioned here is that while there are many parallels between the criminal and intelligence investigative systems, there are a lot of ways in which the intelligence powers are broader, even if it's sort of superficially similar, but that also secrecy changes everything about those systems and radically dilutes the functioning of the checks that are in place. So, of course, yes, wiretap orders under Title III, as under FISA, are heard ex parte without an opposing side present. But the fact that on the criminal side, those orders are granted with the knowledge that they must be disclosed to the target, and with the understanding that the point of the tap is to generate an indictment that will result in a trial, that will result in discovery obligations to the defense, that will generally result in challenges that create new Fourth Amendment law, most of the time. That's where our new Fourth Amendment law usually comes from, alters the situation. The fact that judges know that their opinions will be public, will be the subject of law review articles, might produce a scathing response from an appellate court. These are all things that condition the behavior of attorneys, the behavior of judges, and certainly the behavior of overseers in Congress, who manifestly have reacted differently to these programs now that the public is conscious of them. And secrecy is also a problem in terms of identifying whether or not, again, abuses have occurred, because when you talk about the problems that have been encountered to date, they sound perhaps not as trivial, or rather more trivial. Problems with minimization rules. Minimization rules weren't followed. There was not the restricted sort of dissemination that the FISA court had implemented. But the thing that important to understand about that is that once those boundaries are crossed, once the formal rules, which are in place because the use of the data is secret, once the controls on how that data flows have been disregarded, then your ability to say with any confidence how that data has been used for good or ill diminishes radically. And the more data you have, the more in each instance you need to ask whether that boundary crossing has resulted in an information leak too tempting for someone on the receiving end to pass up.
You guys have a minute left.
30 seconds. So in my 30 seconds, I'll say that with respect to sort of things happening in secret, the deal that was struck in 1978 after the Church-Pike committees that Chris mentioned earlier is that we would have closed intelligence committees that do get to review what the intelligence community does in secret, and that we would have a foreign intelligence surveillance court that would operate in secret. And the balance was that therefore all three branches of government were involved, but we could still have that oversight in the context of being able to protect the nation through national security activities. If we want to change that whole system, then that's sort of a new debate that needs to occur. But what we can't do is sort of blame NSA for operating within the system that the government had set up for it for the last 30 plus years.